Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to our monthly AMA as always. And thank you for joining me and Veronica as always. So, for those who are tuning in for the first time, basically for our monthly AMA, we run through a few key things. Security is always one of our core pillars as usual. So, we'll run through some of the trending events in the industry, some of the updates and recent improvements for Wallet Suite and brand. And for the most fun segment, of course, for the last 30 minutes, we'll tend to have a few guests, and we have two today to learn a little bit more about the project and what they have for the SafePal community and vice versa. Yeah, so without further ado, we'll jump in into the security updates. So I think with the although the Bybit exploit happened about a month plus ago, I think the industry is still feeling a bit of the effects, and we're seeing that translate to other aspects as well. So I think around this month, for those who've been paying attention, we did have a bit more concerns from the industry with regards to the wallet safety as well. I think scammers, like we mentioned, have always been really hardworking, unfortunately, as opposed to builders as well. So it's like a never-ending battle, and there's been malware going on that's been targeting browser extension wallets. Thankfully, of course, we weren't on the list of targets, but we did uh, research and take on preemptive measures on our own as well. And I think there was also that issue which the research firm or research arm of Ledger raised about Trezor's hardware wallets as well. Veronica, do you have anything you want to add from your end on these events or trends?
I think for the first one about the Trojan malware targeting at browser extension wallets, first and foremost, SafePal is not impacted. So that is pretty important to bring up to the community, to those who are using the SafePal browser extension. And secondly, we always believe that hardware wallet would be a safer way for you to store your valuable belongings and assets in crypto world. So for those of you who are holding large amount of assets on software wallets, we would strongly recommend that you separate the funds into different wallet accounts, and ideally you can use a hardware wallet to store your assets in an offline manner. So SafePal has been building hardware wallet since 2018 for 7 years without any security vulnerabilities or attacks. So I think it could be a great way that you store the valuable belongings or crypto assets, especially the large amounts, in a separate offline manner. So that is a pretty important security precautions for those of you who are not sure how to move on with these arising hacks and attack targets targeting at these software wallets. Well, for the latter one, I think this vulnerability is mainly a supply chain attack. So it means that if the attacker doesn't get access to your physical device, should be fine. So it means that this vulnerability is only eligible or accessible if the attacker or the bad actor get access to the physical device itself. So I think that means that whoever that are able to attack under these like exploiting these vulnerability will be those surrounding you. So for this one, my most useful suggestion would be that better to keep low key, and definitely we don't want to move around with hello from France, hello from Japan. Definitely you don't want to show or walk around with your hardware wallet, keeping like and publicly seen by others. We would suggest that you keep low key if you're holding crypto assets, because you don't know, you never know whether you're gonna become an easy target, especially when the social engineering attacks are very popular and trending in the last 12 months, as we can see. In that way, you don't become a target, and like you don't easily arise any attention from maybe some bad actors surrounding you. So this would be my most useful suggestions for those who could be concerned about this one. Yeah, just a few adds
Yeah,
on to that one, some practical suggestions.
yeah, and I think one important note as well, because with the introduction of the Bitcoin ETFs, we're seeing a lot more mainstream adoption as well and new users. I think one general tip for beginners as well, that's pretty straightforward, that I think everyone should be having ingrained, is don't click any links randomly, even if it's some exciting project or something that seems really attractive. Never hurts to take a few more minutes to research exactly, or it could even be from your work email with regards to some interview or arrangements. As long as a link, especially if it asks you to download something which you're not familiar with, you got to be careful because it could be easily a Trojan or keylogger, anything that could record down your seed phrase or personal information to phish data, and that could compromise your assets. So it never hurts to be extra safe in our industry.
Yeah, indeed. And if you're using a non-custodial wallet, when you deposit a wallet, never use copy paste, never screenshot. These are some basic thumb rules if you're a newcomer to the crypto space. So for the 12 or 24 seed words, you definitely want to keep them in an offline manner, better in a written way, or you can use a SafePal cipher. It's a metallic board that you keep your seed phrase waterproof and fireproof. So do not make screenshot, do not copy paste the C word. I also have some friends who only copy, for example, like a small chunk of the C words, and for the rest of them, they would just manually type in. So to save the efforts. But my suggestion would be always to manually type in the C phrase into the wallet. Second thing is that also be careful about the keyboard that you are installing into the cell phone OS, because it's not just about the clipboard that the hacker can get access to, but also the keyboard. So if you're installing third-party keyboards, it's possible that the keyboard manufacturer or developer could also have access or could have the monitor accessibility to whatever that you're typing. So this is also another potential scenario that that the seed word could be leaked. So these are some of the thumb rules regarding how to safely use the seed words whenever you need to move the wallets or you need to import a new one.
Yeah, I think those are really good points as well, and I think with the steady maturing of our industry, builders and users are starting to also prioritize convenience, and with those we're starting to see more third-party tools like bots or password managers being used. And while those tools do provide convenience, I think it's also important for users to at least research, how they go about storing your information or passwords before you actually start to use them, because some of those wallet bots, they sort of require you to give access to all your funds, which raises a lot of vulnerabilities to hacks. And we've seen that happen for some of the Telegram trading bots, for example. And I think password managers like LastPass, for example, have also resulted in huge losses when compromised. So always be careful. Of course, I think one positive thing to highlight about the industry, at least for the month of March, is that crypto exploits losses have sort of dropped a little in comparison. Although I think
In
previous
comparison
month,
to the 1.5
yeah,
billion
yeah,
from
yeah.
Bybit last month.
Yeah, exactly. 28 million is still a huge amount, but I think compared to the black swans we're used to seeing in the industry, it's still slightly better. But of course, I think there have been a lot of reports about Lazarus Group and the North Korean hackers really upping the game all the time. So like as always for both builders and users, really important to be cautious. And I think another unfortunate example would be Abracadabra, which recently got exploited as well last
Indeed.
month.
This is
Yeah.
their second time, I think, right?
I
think last year they also got into another attack.
Yes, it would not be the first time. And I believe they also, aside from smart contract exploits, they also one of their looping protocols. I think when Time Wonderland was still around, caused a very huge liquidation cascade. I think about 2 years back as well. Yeah,
I think this is the case that are more terrifying comparing to the social engineering, the scams, or like any other type of like targeting at normal people, that kind of scams. I think these are Abracadabra kind of cases. It's a warning sign that the attacking vector has already penetrated into very deep into the decentralized finance sector. I think the next example would be the next slides that you're going to bring up about the Hyperliquid Visa's delisting jelly markets. So this is something that is much more sophisticated and cannot be easily conducted by a random person who has no financial know-how or who has no in-depth knowledge regarding how this financial system works. I think this is a much more deep-rooted and sophisticated attacking vector that we can we already see happening, and it's becoming even more frequent. Because this is definitely not the first time, but we are seeing more cases like this in the last 6 to 8 months. So this is indeed very concerning, and it's massively targeting at the decentralized finance sector, which holds the largest amount of value on chain so far. So I think this is indeed the most terrifying ones, even compared to the social engineering or email attacks or whatever other kind of attacks that we already are quite familiar with.
Yep, I think one unfortunate thing as well is that with the maturity of the industry, as builders get more experience, proficient, unfortunately that also translates to hackers being more proficient at looking at different
Indeed.
attack vectors. I think what happened with Hyperliquid was, of course, the exploit of typically long tail assets like meme tokens like Jelly tend to have lesser liquidity, and they exploited they tried to exploit long and short mechanisms. I think it's also slightly related to the Abracadabra protocol as well. I think the important point is that even regardless of mature protocols like Abracadabra have been around for a while, or other legacy protocols versus newer protocols like Hyperliquid, I think no one project is completely invulnerable to attacks by bad actors. So unfortunately, I think for users, one I think straightforward measure would always be to sort of distribute the funds across various wallets and projects, rather than putting all your eggs in one basket to sort of mitigate the risk. Yeah, nothing is ever guaranteed in our industry, I guess.
I think as time goes by, those financial platforms on chain that survive longer time would have a stronger reputation, because as time goes by, people will have more difficulty of trust upon new DeFi platforms, and that means it acts the weight of time on those more reputable, long-lasting platforms. Because it means that building everything on chain in a fully decentralized ways means you have to think everything upfront and straight regarding how to design the mechanism, and only time can prove that it actually works. So I think Hyperliquid like rocketed in the last like 6 months. It's also over a very short time span. And it was I think Jelly is the second case already, because it's not really the first case that the attacker exploit the community vault to short the position and then to drain the withdrawal. So this is already the second case happening. So this is already a very strong lesson teaching us regarding like how a new financial platform could be so vulnerable if they have not taken into consideration of these kind of attacking scenarios. So as time goes by, I think those older decentralized financial platform will have more advantages on the competitive landscape. So this also gives taught a very vivid lesson to those who are building or thinking of building their own decentralized financial platform. It's pretty important that you think deep enough and also in detail enough regarding how to build this and how to fight against the bad actors. But I think the Binance case, that this market maker situation is a total new, like this is another type of
human cost, nothing to do with smart contracts, right? And I guess
exactly.
Yeah, another reminder why we want to build decentralized protocols and technology, so that we don't have to trust humans, right? Yeah, rather than
and this
rely
is
on
a
centralized
100% insider slaughtering the secondary market, and you cannot easily you can't really say that it's an attack or vulnerability. Is more like a human manipulated market behavior that hurts everybody who are trying to trade fair on the market. And if it's I do believe this is the only case that got exposed because it was Binance who took the action.
Props to them.
This is definitely not the first one.
Steps.
And it's not going to be the last one. So this is also another very another edge case, like compared to the previous like security. It's not the same with the hacks or any DeFi vulnerabilities. It's more like secondary market risks. So this is actually a warning sign for those who are trading crypto assets. I think it's pretty important that you separate the funds for different purposes. And crypto trading activity is indeed highly risky, and the market is highly volatile. Like because you never know whether there's any counterparty trading against you that are crushing the whole market in a very short time span. Same like the FDUSD like off packing like last night, right? So these are very vivid secondary market example that gave us the live lesson regarding the risk of trading in crypto market.
Yeah, I think that's what gives rise to the saying. Although it's been used a lot and almost cliche, but I think it holds very true in instances and reminders like these, where never invest more than you afford to lose, and nothing is ever 100% guaranteed in our industry.
Exactly, can't agree more.
Yeah. Okay. Before we move on to the updates for our wallet suite, we just take time to address some questions. And thank you for your question, Joseph. And yes, we will be taking questions. Like this gentleman here. Veronica, I want to take a quick moment to address this.
Are you saying safe physical device can be compromised if stolen? No. The previous example was talking about Ledger security team kind of found a vulnerability in Trezor Safe 3 model, which is not associated with SafePal, the hardware wallet. All SafePal wallets hardware wallets are open source and audited, and also they all use dual security chipsets. We recently would have a major security update that we soon will be announce next week at the Hong Kong conference. So please stay tuned. So just to rest assured on that one. Thank you for asking. This is a very
pretty
important
excited for that. And I think as well, to clarify any misconception other users may have, even if say you lose your physical device, the seed phrase is encrypted. So it's extremely almost near impossible for like the hacker to physically try to hack into a device and try to decrypt the seed phrase. And we do have anti-tampering mechanisms, so they can't brute force or try to recover it from there. And if you have your seed phrase stored with you, you're able to get another hardware wallet device, recover that wallet address and link it. So you're not going to lose your assets that way.
Just to add a little bit security details to that one. For example, SafePal, the main purpose of a hardware wallet is to do two things. First is to safely generate and store the seed phrase or the private key. Second is to make sure the private key is also always safely stored whenever you are signing off a transaction. That means money going out from the wallet. So for the first one, safely generation, we have a true random number generator. That means we make sure that your private key is generated 100% randomly. So that means there's no way that people can guess whatever private key that the device is generating. And second, it uses the highest industry standard to store the private keys in the encrypted security elements. And when during the transaction, all of these protocols are encrypted. So that means no other third parties can decrypt the messaging and then read all of this transaction details during the transfer. So there are multiple security schemes that we make sure that the transaction is safely going through and without compromising the security of the private key. So just a little bit touch on that one. Somebody asked, where's Pedro? Pedro is joining us, so do bear with us. I know this takes a bit longer, but we'll try to catch up the time, and we are 10 minutes late for today. So hopefully you don't mind. Let's straight jump to the next section. They're very exciting to share. Exactly, this is a security feature that we would love to talk about.
Big kudos to our guests for patiently waiting, and yes, Pedro is with us, and his section will be coming really soon. So
looking
thank you
forward.
for waiting. So for one of the key updates for the month of March, I think it's an important security feature. So basically, users will be able to simulate their transactions while using dApps with SafePal software wallet on BNB chain, Base, and Ethereum. Of course, we'll be always looking to add more to that. Basically, in a nutshell, users, I think, are always jumping into making transactions before actually understanding what happens to your assets, or sometimes giving access while connecting to malicious dApps. Basically, this allows users to simplify and visualize what will happen to their assets before they actually approve it. So it mitigates the risk that users have where they might be unknowingly making an unfavorable trade or sending your assets somewhere else.
This
Veronica,
is a one step.
Go ahead.
Sure. Thank you so much for the context. This is a one step forward in the security protection whenever you are signing off a transaction. So previously, we tried to explain in human readable context in whenever you are signing off a transaction, telling you that this signed message means or is equal to you are sending like a 1 Bitcoin to CJ, let's say. But coming next, this dApp transaction simulation allows us to simulate exactly what it means if you sign off this transaction. Who will get the money? Who will lose the money? And if the destination that destination address is not the same with the one that you are seeing or you are intending to send, we would also have a warning sign. So this way it can actually simulate the transaction and also make sure that it's a safe process to sign off. And on top of that, lately we are also looking into more behavior protection when people are accessing third-party dApps. For example, when you are opening a third-party dApp, currently we are telling you that you are jumping out of the SafePay wallet, you are visiting a third-party platform, and which is not developed or owned by SafePay. So be sure that you are aware of the potential risks of engaging with third-party dApps. And coming as we are trying to add more data layers to that one. For example, we are right now gathering whether we can have some ratings of the dApps that you are visiting, whether we have any warning risks associated with these dApps that you are accessing, or how popular this dApp would be, and where this dApp is listed. For example, if it's listed on popular platforms like CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, it also increases the credibility of the platform as well. So we are right now, the product team is looking into gathering more useful information for your judgment when you are accessing third-party dApps, so we can give you enough security information throughputs for a better decision making. So this is something that the product team is building on top of this transaction simulation. CJ, I think I missed one or two questions. It pops up and
it was regarding whether there were more features and information around the SafePower Wallet app. So I already used the official account to refer him to our help center, where it has all the information about our software wallet.
Yeah, the best way is to talk to us. We do have very active CM team on Telegram and Discord. So for whatever product usage inquiries, you can just reach out to us. It's always better and easier to talk to a real person. We also have a full-time dedicated customer support team. If you feel safer or more comfortable talking to us in an official way, then feel free to email us. You can go to safepay.com website and there's a submit a ticket. You can always create a ticket and our team would be replying as soon as they can. And also on top of the help center, ready to go educational content and tutorials, like making sure that you can grab the quick steps regarding how to use our products.
Yep, basically access it through safepower.com/sitemap. We have the URL link, official Twitter, and there'll be a contact customer support tab. We use a ticketing system just to sort of filter out any potential scammers who try to impersonate by using phone call live support or other channels like Telegram. So it's a added layer of security we try to have for our users. Yeah, and we have two more features just to quickly run through before we bring on our guests. So another positive for users of BNB Chain, basically as an extension of the collaboration we have with BNB Chain, their gas-free carnival is extended to June 30th. So for people who are doing stablecoin transactions of FDUSD, USDC, and USDT, you'll be happy to know that you'll be enjoying zero gas fees for those in the form of rebates. Feel free to look through our blog for more details, and I think that's already reflected in the SafePower wallet when you're using intuitively. Yep.
Yeah, if you ask me what is the most exciting trends for this year to come, we do believe this is a very positive sign of the public blockchains, the L1s, trying to introduce gas-free experience to the users. Because we honestly believe that this cannot be done by a single wallet. Like, even though we've loved to have gas-free experience because we have launched gas station and tried to do gas subsidies for our users for a while, but we do believe that this is only workable if it comes from fundamentally the infrastructure layer. So BNB Chain is leading the way in giving a gas-free experience for those people to give it a try and onboard those who are giving like a first time to crypto ecosystem. So we do believe this is a positive trend, and we do see other chains joining as well. So this is indeed a big breakthrough for the user experience and definitely lowering the hurdle. We look forward to seeing more of the chains stepping out and giving such kind of experience to our users very soon. So this is indeed a very positive signal that we are witnessing right now.
Yeah, for sure. And as a blockchain agnostic wallet suite, of course, we are always looking to support users in exploring of various blockchain ecosystems. So if there are any networks or blockchains that are looking to do similar collabs, feel free to reach out to us. You can email marketing@safepower.com or try to submit a ticket as well, and we'll see how we can work together. Yeah. For the last feature before we move on to the guest station, it's basically the guest segment. Is basically additional update for the MoonPay feature, which is supported in SafePal Wallet. So basically, users now will enjoy added convenience because they can on-ramp crypto with PayPal when they're using the MoonPay function provided in SafePal Wallet. So for those who have the supported regions for using MoonPay, just additional benefit and improvements in accessibility.
Yeah, this makes buying crypto much easier. The way to find it is that in the wallet navigation bar, there's a tab called Swap. And then by clicking on the swap, you can see the full menu. You can swap, bridge, buy and sell, and exchange. And under the tab of buy and sell, you can find MoonPay. You are able to buy hundreds of cryptos, buy credit card, debit cards, and now PayPal available. So it makes crypto onboarding much more easier compared to previously. And thanks to the hard work from the MoonPay team to make this happen. And we are very honored and pleasant to bring this feature to all SafePal users and communities as well. So very excited to share this feature with you and as a benchmark to keep the crypto onboarding going towards an easier way and friendlier way.
Awesome. I think that sort of wraps up all our updates and as well as the running of security trends. So appreciate you joining us as always, Veronica. And before we move on to our guest section, of course, just take a quick moment to highlight one of the tools we do use in community building, which is our Gift Now bot, allows projects and also, of course, ourselves to sort of generate prizes, lucky draws, raffles, and such to increase community building and also use it to distribute rewards among events like sort of AMAs. So for anyone who's interested, yes, we do distribute rewards for answering questions at the end of the guest section. So stay tuned for that. Yeah. So without further ado, we're going to bring on our first guest for today, one of our longtime partners, which is Wallet Connect. So representing Wallet Connect, we have Pedro, who's the founder and director for Wallet Connect.
Hi, Pedro.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for having me.
Welcome aboard. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely. So, this is a great call.
Yep. Awesome to have you on and really appreciate like the level of preparation that Wallet Connect always does in our collaborations. Because you came on so early and you're waiting patiently. So really appreciate that. Of course, Wallet Connect has been a long time partner for SafePal, but just take a quick moment, basically, for those that don't really know, their on-chain ecosystem and open source protocol looking to connect applications, networks, and wallets. And they've done a fantastic job so far. So I'll leave the spotlight to Pedro to introduce a little bit more about what he does at Wallet Connect, and of course, more importantly, about Wallet Connect as well. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for the introduction. And honestly, I hope that if you haven't heard about Wallet Connect, you probably have used Wallet Connect without knowing. And that's one of the beauties of building what's such a critical infrastructure. Like you can see the numbers are very impressive. Like we had more than 250 million connections coming from 40 million users. And the only reason this is possible is because we exist pretty much everywhere. Not only we are supported in many different chains, but like every app and wallet that you see out there has been using Wallet Connect. And this is a massive growth that we've seen since 2018. But even compared to last year, we're still seeing the numbers doubling overnight. And that's amazing. So like when people talk to me about where do you think what crypto is going to go, if it's looking at the Wallet Connect numbers, it can only go higher and higher. Yeah, and I mean, we have more slides to share more about the updates. So, for example, one of the interesting things that sometimes people ask me is like, where does Wallet Connect exist? So it really is a network, and we've been working on this for many years. But the difference here is that we now actually have a very good separation between the SDK teams and the actual infrastructure. So we now have the Wallet Connect Foundation acting as a steward for the Wallet Connect network, and we're working together with all of the apps and wallets to make sure this is a very broad ecosystem. Like many people know the Reown App Kit, which is one of the #1 SDKs for Wallet Connect, but there's also all of our partners like Rainbow Kit, ThirdWeb, Privy, Connect Kits, and Dynamic, and all of these have been all building towards the Wallet Connect network, and even some large applications even directly integrated the Wallet Connect network. Plus, on the wallet side, like wallets like SafePal, they've been supporting us for a very long time to ensure that you have the best user experience. So from those 40 million wallet users, a lot of them are this community. And you guys have enjoyed the service of Wallet Connect Network throughout multiple chains. So it doesn't matter if you're Ethereum, Solana, like it doesn't matter. Like we're everywhere. Like our goal here is to make the experience smoother for everyone else. And this is why like decentralizing is so important. So in the next slide, I want to make sure that we actually touch on what does the Wallet Connect Foundation do. We are more than just like, doing grants and, launching the token. The most important thing is that we develop the Wallet Connect ecosystem. We're doing multiple campaigns with SafePal included, where we're actually trying to empower the community to get more involved. We already had 2 governance proposals, and anyone who has like earned tokens, for example, through the SafePal campaign, you're able to stake your tokens and participate in that governance. And this is really important because for the first time in the Wallet Connect history, users are really participating in the development of this network. And as a foundation, we're also working very closely with the node operators. Like this is truly a decentralized project. We have 16 node operators today, and we're only getting started. This has all been announced very recently since September, and we're growing the ecosystem as we go. But obviously, everyone wants to hear about the Wallet Connect token. So on the next slide, what the Wallet Connect Foundation did is to launch the Wallet Connect token. So we first announced the foundation in September last year, and we also announced WCT. This will be the token that is native to the Wallet Connect network. This is really, really important because we could try to decentralize it without the actual token, but we wouldn't have the necessary mechanisms to actually make sure that like everything works smoothly. And in November 2024, we actually had our TGE. And I know there's a lot of people who complain about the word TGE, but truly speaking, the Wallet Connect token did TGE in November. And that's when we had a massive season 1 airdrop. So even before SafePal did the campaign where distributed tokens to the wallet users, there was another campaign by the Wallet Connect Foundation where we also did a massive airdrop. And now throughout all of these campaigns, and we even did other campaigns with other partners, we now have more than 300,000 token holders. Like we've been really growing since 3G. So with 300,000, we actually have 60,000 are currently stakers. And I don't think that's enough. I want to get that to like 100 plus. So if you haven't staked, go to staking.walletconnect.network and make sure that you get your Wallet Connect tokens in the staking pool, because you could be missing out on a lot of rewards and future government's proposals. Now, everyone came here to ask me the same question, which is when is the Wallet Connect network is going to make the token transferable? So we actually had this massive governance proposal that everyone participated. We had a lot of people voting on it, and it was super successful. And we defined 5 criteria for making it transferable: having enough certified wallets, like 16 certified wallets, having the 60 node operators, having 100 million tokens staked, which we also achieved, having at least 3 months of staking, or 12 weeks to be exact. And the final one is to open source. And I just talked to the team, and they are very, very close to open sourcing. They really did the final tests this week. So there's really, the last milestone is about to be achieved. So I told you guys, transferability is coming soon, April 2025. I've said it, and I'll say it again. It's this month, it's coming. And we're talking to all the major exchanges to make sure that they're all ready for this. So if you want to get your hands in the Wallet Connect token, you will be able to do it very soon. But let's get a little bit more into the tokenomics. Like on the next slide, I want to make sure that everyone that came to this call learns a little bit why we actually needed this token. So right now, people are able, as users, to claim the tokens through campaigns, like, for example, the one that SafePal did, which is great because we ended up expanding our community to more token holders. And you are now have the opportunity to stake, to support the node operators, and also vote on government's proposal. And on top of that, node operators, they're also staking, but they also receive rewards for supporting the network. They are measured based on their uptime and their performance. And this is one of the most important parts of the tokens. And in the next iteration, we're actually going to start distributing to our wallet partners. Wallet partners like SafePal and other wallets, they've been building great user experience for the Wallet Connect community, and we want to make sure that they're rewarded accordingly. So not only node operators are going to get rewarded, but the developers of the SafePal team, they're going to get rewarded to make sure that they build an even better Wallet Connect experience. The final utility of the Wallet Connect token is the fees, right? Because if you see in this diagram, the nodes are supporting the network, the wallet is actually providing users to the apps, and the apps are consuming the network. So when our apps are actually going to pay for fees? This is why we actually have the UX console. The UX console is going to be a curated set of contributors that actually will be designing and working together with the core development team to create the new fee mechanism. And this doesn't mean that users will pay Wallet Connect tokens to use Wallet Connect, but the app developers will pay fees for getting that experience. And we're building a ton of features like smart sessions and chain abstraction to make the experience easy. Like SafePal can actually have a better experience through Wallet Connect network. So the token here is just the beginning of what it's going to be a 3, 5, 6 year journey. And these 6 months have been exhausting, I have to tell you, but they have been incredibly rewarding. Like the amount of growth and progress that we got since we announced the foundation, the node operators, our wallet certified program, and of course the Wallet Connect token, I could not be more bullish about this ecosystem. So I hope you learned a little bit about the tokenomics of the Wallet Connect token, because, as I said, transferability is happening this month. You should be very excited. I already talked to developers. Open source is coming soon too. So we're really, really running here a sprint to make sure that we hit the milestones with all of our partners.
Yeah, I think you did an incredible breakdown of everything, Pedro. So really appreciate you preparing the slides and of course sharing the alpha here. So for anyone who has missed certain segments, rest assured we have a recording of the AMA, so you can tune in to the segment if you want to recap what Pedro has shared. But basically, for anyone who's interested in the WCT token, just mark your calendar for April 25th. And of course, more importantly, I think one thing that's admirable about Wallet Connect is they're looking to build a token with a lot more utility and strong tokenomics. Token isn't just there, to be there. Wallet Connect is looking to build it towards staking, governance, and also participation from validators as well. So really excited to see what's coming when 25th April comes along. Yeah,
absolutely. April is here. Like everyone should be paying attention to the Wallet Connect Twitter account, and I really hope SafePal, you guys also share about the transferability because it's coming soon. Everyone should be made aware. It's here. It's now. Make sure to follow us.
Yeah, thank you so much, Pedro. Before I let you drop off, really appreciate you taking time. Anything else you want to highlight for listeners before I move on to the next guest?
No, as I mentioned, like many of you in the SafePal community, you have participated in the wallet quest that SafePal run, and I'm really happy with the results. But some of you forgot to stake. So if you do not know the URL, go to staking.walletconnect.network because you're totally missing out on how you could get a little bit more involved into the community. And we have a really nice calculator that shows the rewards you can get. I think you guys will really appreciate the work that we put in there. So I really appreciate the time. Thanks a lot to invite me. And I really hope that everyone in the community was able to learn a little bit more about the Wallet Connect roadmap, the ecosystem, and the architecture that we built with the tokenomics.
Yeah, really awesome. And thanks for that important reminder as well. So for those who has participated in the gift box and SF Plus reward pool with Wallet Connect and the WCT token, as Pedro mentioned, you're able to stake them, and maybe we can get the Wallet Connect account to post out the proper URL for staking so that users go to the correct site to stake. And I'll make sure to show it later, or we'll try to grab it for anyone who's curious. Yeah, appreciate you joining us again for today, Pedro, and really excited and look forward to April 25th and further collaborations that we will have.
Awesome. Well, look forward to seeing you guys around. Take care. Bye.
Yeah. Yep. So for the next guest, we have one of our newer partners, which is Trador, perps and options protocol on Ton or the Open Network. And representing Trador, we have Wei Wei, who's the head of marketing that will be joining us today. So once again, I really appreciate you joining early, Wei Wei, and the patience of waiting. Apologies for delay. We had some technical glitches at the start. Yeah. So without further ado. Yeah, awesome. So without further ado, maybe you'd like to take some time to introduce yourself, what you do at Trador, and more importantly, about Trador, the project itself.
Awesome. Thank you so much, CJ. So hi, everyone. I'm Wei Wei. I am the head of marketing from Trador. So as mentioned, Trador is a perps and options DEX. But before I go more into Trador, I just want to bring up some challenges that traders on Ton might experience. So our team actually did some R&D, and we realized that these are some of the notable challenges that people who trade on Ton encounter. So the first one is no mobile-friendly perps or options trading, low community engagement, KYC and centralization. And the last one that I really want to spend a little bit more time talking about is high fees and slippage, because I personally have a lot of beef with this one. So I will be going through a trade, and then, suddenly the internet will do its thing. And then I go from, I'm going to earn money today to I just lost money today, and it's really, really frustrating when that happens. So moving on to the next slide. Yes, so a really great solution that our team has developed to conquer this problem is actually called a price lock and also a liquidity shield. So one of our unique selling points is that we have zero slippage. So when trading, what you see is actually what you get, which saves you so much more heartache, so much more second guessing, because the minute that you lock in your trade, the price that is reflected on the screen is actually the price that you really are paying for and what you're getting. There's no hidden surprises. Even if the market does its thing, the minute that you press that button, the price is locked in. And we also have a liquidity shield. This liquidity shield actually ensures fair pricing by eliminating toxic flow and bot attacks. So these are the features that actually provide really good security to Trador. So I'm going to go in more about Trador. I did not know that you can have more than 2 slides, so bear with me. Y'all are going to need to use your imagination for this.
No, not at all, actually. I think for this slide alone, you brought a very valuable point, right? Because one of the things myself and Veronica, we talked about earlier is one of the incidents on Hyperliquid.
Yeah.
In fact, it's I think one of those problems that on-chain perps protocol do encounter with long-tail assets, where sometimes attackers try to sort of manipulate lower liquidity for the longer tail assets in terms of buying and shorting. And I think it's great to see that the features like Trador has implemented, like price locking, liquidity shields. Correct me if I'm wrong, of course. Would likely mitigate some of these issues, right, for degens that are looking to leverage trade.
Yeah, for sure. So we also have auto deleveraging. So it's an ADL. So this mechanism also works automatically to reduce the risk of large, dangerous positions that could harm the system. So if the market experiences extreme moves, or if a trader's position becomes a little bit too risky, this ADL steps in and it automatically reduces or closes the position to maintain the stability of the system. So it's kind of like the white blood cells of our immune system, Yeah.
Yeah, that's really awesome to hear. And I think that will definitely sort of put a stop to anyone who's looking to do any bad attacks on the protocol by trying to exploit I think the liquidity and positions.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. If it's okay, shall I go in a little bit more about
of course,
more
please,
of Trador's unique selling points? All right, so Trador is the first perps, options, and social trading DEX on Ton. So we are the first to bring classic options and double no-touch options trading to Ton. And these this is so that the user profits regardless of the market. So perps and classic options work really great for active markets where you have a strong market prediction, you know that the price is going to rise or fall. Whereas double no touch options works best for sideways markets, where if the price stays between two barriers, then you profit. So we at Trader are really committed to letting the market working for you instead of you working for the market. And with our price lock and liquidity shield, it's added security towards our traders, and it helps them trade with less fear and less risk. So yes, that's it from me.
Yep. I think it's a great point you highlighted on the variety or difference of options that users can employ for different market conditions. And for I think today is a good date because we're just coming to the end of the gift box that we just did with Trader. So for anyone else,
Yes.
hopefully you've taken the time to be able to explore that in our Quest Hub to experience different features of Trader. As we're coming to a close of that gift box collaboration, what are your thoughts on that collaboration? Are there any benefits you're hoping to bring to a SafePal or even Trader community from a collaboration? And are there any other things that users can look forward to for Trader itself?
Definitely. So for the SafePal community, we were able to onboard more users into the TON DeFi ecosystem and introduce them to the wonderful world of trading. So what I realized is that a lot of people, when they come onto Telegram, when they come onto TON to trade, there's a lot of barriers to that because it's such a if you know, you know. There are very few educational resources that are just up there. And when you start trading, you're going to be met with a lot of questions if, it's your first time. So through this campaign, we actually wanted to lower the barriers to that for the SafePal community, and we think that we did so because we have very accessible docs that you can read. They're very organized. We also put up educational content every single Tuesday, paying attention to the community's needs. And we hope that through this campaign, SafePal users were able to earn and let the market work for them. And for Trader, we're really glad to be able to provide a versatile and powerful wallet for people to begin trading with. So we did some digging into you guys, and we saw that SafePal supports 100 plus blockchains, offers like a total complete suite of features like trading, staking, and the one that really blew me away was the banking gateway with MasterCard. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
that's one of the unique offerings that we're looking to build.
So we were really glad to be able to offer our users such a strong and versatile wallet for them to explore and not be limited by. So that's it from me.
Yep. I really appreciate you taking the time to highlight the strengths of wallet as well. I think one of the important things for SafePal is we're always looking to build together with established partners or partners looking to build something really promising. And it's awesome to see all the features that Trader has implemented in place. One thing probably I think for people who are more familiar with using perps protocols or myself may be curious about is from some or most on-chain perps protocols, they have a way for users to deposit assets to act as counterparties or participate in staking to earn yield. Are users able to do that with Trader? Are there any assets they can sort of deposit to maybe earn interest or earn rewards with?
I'm so glad you asked. We recently launched our TON liquidity pool. So previously users were able to deposit USDT, but now they can also deposit TON to actually earn yield. And on top of trading and earning rewards from trading, they could also earn rewards by just leaving your assets in the pool and letting it feed back into the ecosystem. So like aside from that, like a notable update is that our team is also working on a new version of Trader, and it has improved mechanics functionality. So stay tuned for that. You can stay tuned by following us on Twitter at trader_io, or you can just go onto our website to check us out at trader.io.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for providing those insights as well. So anything else you want to highlight before we move on to the question segment and where I think some of the users have been waiting for some rewards?
No, I think that's all for me today. Thank you for having me.
Yep. So thanks again for joining us, Wei Wei. And for those users that are curious, I'll be preparing the Gift Now bot to distribute rewards right now. So the question, if you pay attention, will be basically what assets can you deposit to earn yield from on Trader? Wei Wei took the time already to share about their new liquidity pool function. So if you pay attention for the past few minutes, you should be able to answer. So I'll be looking out for those answers in our Telegram channel as well. Yep. So thanks again, Wei Wei, for joining us, and hope you will have a great lead up to the weekend as well. Yep. Yep. So for the rest of the users right now, you can join our. Let me move on. Go back to the slide for anyone who's curious. Basically, we'll be distributing out the rewards for the question in the community channel. You can join via the Gift Now bot as well. So for those right now who've been answering, I'm going to send out the rewards right now. So fastest fingers first. And there we go. Yep. So before I can even open to check, all the 50 rewards have been taken already. So congrats to those that managed to snap it. And for those who are curious, for the question to trader, it's basically TON. They're able to deposit to earn yield mainly, as well as the other assets that you're able to get in the liquidity pool. So make sure to follow the official channels for Trader to stay tuned on their updates. We recently had that gift box in our Quest Hub section as well as collaboration. So you're able to explore from there. Yeah. And once again, thank you to everyone who's taken time to join us for today. And we'll see you at the next community AMA as well. And of course, stay tuned to our updates from Web3 Festival in Hong Kong that we will be participating in from 6th to 9th April, where we'll be unveiling more enhancements to our wallet suite as well. Yeah. So have a great night or day, everyone. Take care.